This is a video response to My Pal Once Forgiven Now Free in his video, Chatty Spike 2 Should Believe in God. Now I'm going to show you why not. And I am going to point out some major errors in your video here. Just give me a moment. I'm going to respond through these as we go through. And I dare you to dispute this. Here we go.
Information comes from a mind, and I agree with this. In fact, you even acknowledge that intelligence is the only known cause of information. And your second point you made was that DNA...
Hold on a minute. Okay. Intelligence is the only known cause for information? Really? Really? Okay, here's a picture of a tree that was cut down. On there, you'll notice that we can look at rings. Now, does a tree have a mind? No, but yet we can get information from it. Let's take a look. Okay, what kind of information do we get from that? What kind? Oh, well, you could determine age. You could also, by thickness of the rings, if you were a tree botanist person and you learned a lot more about that, you'd be able to find what seasons were better for growth periods and so on and so forth. The tree did not need to have a mind to tell you that. But why stop there? Let's go look at something else. So we got a little bit of information from the rock. There was a moss growing on it. What do we know about moss? And the thing with the rock, well, through being able to do experiments over time, there are little things we found out, like plants need water. So it's actually a pretty good bet that information we've gathered from the past, not necessarily from a sentient being, that there's probably a pretty good amount of moisture in that area. That was a lot of moss. Let's look at that rock again. Yeah, that was a pretty good amount of moss. And I think I saw like bird poop or something on that. That would inform me. Sorry, I used... Alright, no, screw it. Information, by what I'm seeing on the rock, to be able to generate ideas as to what's going on in that environment. So if that is actually bird poop that I'm seeing on there, then a likely, very reasonable thing I'm getting from that is that there must be birds around there making the poop. Do you know where I got that information? From the brilliant rock that's got an intelligent mind told me. Because you need intelligence to be able to give information. Do you know what? As if that's not enough, I'm going to have to go into another picture. How about a waterfall? What kind of information can we gather from a waterfall? What can we learn about erosion? Is the waterfall intelligent? Because if I get information from a waterfall, going by your logic, it has to be intelligent. Let's see what kind of information we can get from this brilliant waterfall. We can see how they cut into the rocks and erosions. I never considered it before, but yeah, I suppose, okay. Waterfalls must have intelligence. Oh, wait a minute, here's a... Alright, so, yeah, I'm being a little condescending in here. I'm really irritated with this. You see, going by your logic, then if I have one of those lasers that is used to test the distance, you know, it's able to measure things, then going by your logic, the laser in and of itself must have an intelligence, because that's the only way it's going to be able to offer information to me. Information is not dependent on an intelligent source. It's not. You gather information all the time. Information is just a term used. It's how you are perceiving, how your senses are delivering the goods as to your environment to your brain. It is a communication tool between two sentient beings. That's only part of the definition. You just need intelligence to decipher information. Information is there. I mean, if we were to go by, again, things with your definitions, and when scientists are actually saying that DNA is information or is like information, all right, well, here's the question to you then, because you desperately need to cling on to intelligent design. Who is that information from? Who is that information for? Because if we follow your logic through, you need somebody to transmit and you must have somebody to receive. So there is a purpose in there. Your logic is flawed. I'm sorry. I would love to see you actually tackle... I mean, I know you'll try to rip this apart. You may not. But can you actually dispute that, given the examples I've shown, that you cannot get information from a fallen tree? That you cannot get information from a star? That you cannot get information from an eroded rock? That you cannot get information from something that is not alive, not organic? Are you to tell me that we cannot get information from a desert that is void of life? Is that what you're telling me? Because if you are, I ain't buying it. And you know what? I don't think you are either. Anyway, I'll close it off with that. Reasonable doubt. Talk to y'all later.